Welcome everybody, Film Fan 108 here to my Blu-ray pickup video for November of 2018, guys. And I have quite the stack to show you guys here. November was a very good month for physical media, and I definitely got some really cool titles. So let's get into it, shall we? With the first title that I picked up for November, and that is none other than Ed Wood's Take It Out in Trade right here, guys. Now, I might have told you guys in previous Blu-ray pickup videos that I'm actually a huge fan of Ed Wood. I'm not a Ed Wood aficionado by any means, but I really do love his work. I'm definitely a fanboy of his, and I just love him as a filmmaker. Yes, he made these B movies. Yes, he's not the best filmmaker at all, but when you see his movies, you see that he has a passion and a love for making this stuff, and it comes across in his work, cheesy as it may be. I definitely do enjoy him. And when this got announced, I definitely had to pick it up, guys. It got announced late July, and I pre-ordered this thing like a motherfucker, man. I was like right on that, clicking on it, because I really wanted this in a big bad way, guys. And this movie is about this private detective who is hired by this family to find their daughter. Basically, she's now a prostitute, and he has to go and find her, and he gets into all these sort of weird and wacky sex adventures and peeking in on women, and there's a shitload of nudity here, guys, and this is basically a nudie picture. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys, it really is. These were the kind of movies that Ed Wood was making in his career at this point. He couldn't get much work. People were offering him things like this, and he took it. I mean, some of the work that he did in this time period is better than others. I happen to actually enjoy this movie. Um, it's it's kind of like I said, it's this weird comedy sex romp that I like the performances in here. It seems like everyone's having a really fun time, and it's all played to this sort of music that's almost like right out of like old school Vegas, like weird Vegas style music with like a sex romp, and it's so out of a movie, but it really is fun to watch. And the cameo that Ed Wood makes in here is really, really well done. I think it's one of the best parts of the movie. It's weird, it's wacky, it's definitely a nudie picture, but it was fun to watch, and I'm definitely happy to have it in the collection, guys. And again, I think this disc was really, really well done. They put a lot of really great love and care into this. You get a new 2K scan here, and it's actually really good. It looks good. It's not the best quality that you're ever gonna find because look, it's from the 70s, and it's an Ed Wood film. I mean, you're not gonna get great picture quality here, but for what it is, it's actually really good, guys. You also get here a commentary track from the filmmaker Frank Henenlotter, Ed Wood biographer Rudolph Gray, and another individual talking about the release as well. They talk about everything here, man, from Ed Wood's career, about how this movie fit into his filmography, talking about the actors, and just talking about how it's a shame Ed Wood wasn't alive to really see the resurgence of his films. It is a really, really great commentary track. You also get here 70 minutes of outtakes, guys. You get 70 minutes of outtakes, and the outtakes here, man, are just alternate scenes. They're just people goofing around on set, all this stuff. 70 minutes of it. It was really fascinating watching the 70 minutes of this. Just really cool stuff to check out here, all to like that weird Vegas music. It was really fun to watch 70 minutes of that. Definitely a lot to chew on for 70 minutes, guys. And you also get a extra movie here on the disc called The Love Feast. Now, The Love Feast is another picture that Ed Wood did not make, but he actually starred in. And when I say starred in, he stars in the entire movie. And it's another nudie film where he plays this sort of guy who is luring these women to his apartment, pretending to be this sort of big time magazine photographer or filmmaker. and having these women get nude for him and him taking pictures, and suddenly they get horny and they're having sex with him, and then other women come and there's like it turns into like you know a threesome, and then it turns into a menage a trois, and then other people come in, and it's sort of this weird comedy of errors and comedy of sex romp, and it's so weird. I had never seen this movie before. I will admit though it kind of gets the movie kind of gets boring, guys, because there's moments in the movie where you're like, oh my god, how many more people are gonna stop by here to have sex? Like it's really a little much. But it was kind of fun to watch the movie, and it's kind of interesting to have it as an extra on the disc. So yeah, I really did appreciate it. I liked it for what it was worth. It's not the best Ed Wood of all time. It's certainly not Plan 9 from Outer Space or anything like that. But for me, I do appreciate it. And as a fan of Ed Wood, I am very happy to have it in the collection, guys. Yeah, take it out and trade. Definitely check it out if you're an Ed Wood fan. Then the next title that I picked up, was a Target exclusive, guys, and I had to pick it up because I have season one, and that is Stranger Things season two, guys, right here. The Target exclusive, the VHS big box style artwork that they have for this sucker, man. Very, very cool here. And as you can see, the back cover here as well, very nice there. I like that a lot. And then you also have on the inside here, it kind of looks like this on the inside, guys. Very cool stuff right there. I really, really like that a lot. And on the inside here, they have, for the Hawkins video part of it, they have a lot of like stills here of like them having fun on set and everything like that. Very, very cool stuff here, guys. Yeah, man, very, very cool stuff. I really did enjoy this stuff. Very, very cool stuff inside here. And on the inside as well, they have the Stranger Things box right here that looks like a VHS. And when you open it up, you see it looks like that, like sort of a VHS in the back there. And they have the Blu-ray discs right here, and more Blu-ray discs right here, and on the inside here they have the DVD discs. So in the back there's the DVDs, in the front here there is the Blu-rays as well, guys. This is a really well done package for your money, guys. I definitely had to pick this up, and I really did like season 2 of Stranger Things. I know some people didn't really care for it. A lot of people thought that maybe it wasn't as good as that first season. I happen to think this is a better season. I think they delve more into 11. I think they delve more into the friendship with the kids. I like them delving more into the Upside Down. I think they really develop it a lot more in the second season. I like the relationship between the characters. I love Eleven's powers. To me, it was everything that I wanted out of season 2. And I love the creatures here, the demo dogs, all the great world here, the world building, the friendships, the relationships. This is one of my favorite shows right now that I'm watching, guys, and I cannot wait for season 3. It's probably gonna be really awesome. Well, I'm hoping it's gonna be awesome. And this is a great, great set, guys. I don't know why Target gets the exclusive. I don't know why it's not done at Best Buy or Walmart or anything like that. But they do a fantastic job with these releases, guys. The VHS like big box here is really cool. I really love it. I own season 1, so it was only natural for me to get season 2. Yeah, very well done, guys. I highly recommend this, guys. If you have not checked out season 2, definitely do it and pick up the box here. I didn't get the 4K. I only got the Blu-ray, but I'm very happy with it. I love this set so much. Really, really well done, guys. Unfortunately, there is no extras here, which I was really hoping there would be something. They have on Netflix, they have those sort of interviews with the cast and crew about making of all the episodes, and I thought we'd get that on here, but we didn't, and I was really ashamed. I was hoping we would, but yeah, no. Unfortunately not. Then here, the next title that I picked up is a Disney film, a sequel, and one that I definitely enjoyed, guys. The 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital of The Incredibles 2 right here, guys. Yes, The Incredibles 2. You know what? I saw this in the theater and I just absolutely fell in love with it, guys. It's a sequel to the first Incredibles, and I own the first Incredibles on, well, when it came out on 4K, I picked it up. But like I love that movie, and I was unsure whether this film was actually going to live up to that first film, which is so inventive and so great, and one of the best, really great superhero films that is out there. Even though it's animated, I just think it's such a well-rounded superhero film with a great family message. And I was wondering where the sequel was gonna go, but I actually really enjoyed it, man. It picks up almost right where the last film left off, and it's about um how basically Helen now has to be the one to sort of take on crime again and try to bring a better light to superheroes. And her husband has to stay back and raise the kids, and it's sort of the flipping of roles from the first film. But I really did enjoy it again. I think the voice acting here is amazing. I think the animation is phenomenal. The characters are still so well rounded and so funny. My favorite character is Jack Jack by far. I think the comedy here hits really well. It's everything I wanted from the sequel, and I couldn't ask for a better movie, man. They took their time making this, and it really pays off in a big bad way. The movie is so well done, and I can't recommend this enough. It's so great of an animated movie. And I'm not big on animated movies. If you guys have seen the channel enough, you know that. But this was so wonderful, and I highly recommend it to you guys. And I think that Disney did a great job with putting a lot of special features on this sucker. You get deleted scenes, you get featurettes talking about the voice acting, the animation. You get a commentary by Brad Bird here. You get a lot of featurettes talking about the animators themselves, talking about their family life, talking about how that influenced them animating this movie. They show off Disney animated studios. They show off different areas where they make these animated films. And it's such a fascinating look into the inside of making these movies and the camaraderie that it takes to make this kind of stuff. It's really well done. A lot of the special features here are amazing, and they did a great job here. Yeah, this is a great release, guys, and if you guys have not seen The Incredibles or The Incredibles 2, definitely get on it. Great family films, great superhero films, great animated films. Incredibles 2 is awesome, and I'm so happy to own it in the collection, guys. Incredibles 2. Then the next title that I have picked up, guys, is one that I had not had in the collection yet, and kind of shocker because I'm a huge fan of this movie. But I finally picked it up, really happy to have it, and that is the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital of Superman the movie right here, guys. Oh, so happy to own this. I love this fucking movie, guys. Now, I hadn't bought it before because I wanted to buy the Blu-ray edition of this. But I had heard very bad things about the picture quality. The picture quality I heard was absolutely dog shit, to not pick it up, and so I waited. Thankfully, this finally got announced, and they were putting this out, and man, you know what? Back in the day, I'll sort of give you guys a story. Back in the day, I was a big fan of comic book collecting. I collected Superman comics. The reason why Superman gravitated towards me, guys, is because for me, I'm not gonna lie, I was picked on in school. Whether it was for wearing glasses, whether it was being a little smaller than the other kids, whether it was for being Jewish, it didn't matter what it was. I got picked on for anything. And I always gravitated towards Superman because Superman was like, there was one part of it where like he was Clark Kent, he was the nerdy guy. And he was the guy that, people would pick on and think that, he's not like the big strong guy. He's sort of, a nerdy dude. And then he would turn into Superman. He was raw, and he'd just be the super strong guy, and he could take on the bad guys, and he could right the wrongs. And For me as a kid growing up, being somebody who got picked on, that really resonated with me in a big bad way. And I love that message. And Superman was the hero that I gravitated towards. And so you can only imagine when I was a kid, when I finally got to see the Superman movie, I was so in love with this movie, guys. It was so amazing, and I fell in love with it. I could not fall in love with it. I loved Christopher Reeve as Superman. I loved him playing Clark Kent. I loved him playing Superman. I loved all the colorful characters in here. I loved him having the superpowers and him sort of really representing, the best that Earth could be. And it just, to me, man, I just love this movie, and it really just, it got to me, and it got to just the kid in me, the imagination of somebody flying, and I believe that a man could fly. This movie made me believe it, and I really love this movie a lot, and I can't say I can't say any bad things about this movie. It's just so well done. Richard Donner did an amazing job directing this movie. Christopher Reeves is my Superman. I know people might consider other people their Supermans like Brandon Routh or Dean Cain or Henry Cavill. Christopher Reeves will always be my Superman, guys. He will always be it. And this is such a fantastic movie. And I think the picture quality here, guys, is actually really good. It's not reference quality, so I want to stress that right now. It's not the best picture quality of all time, but it is pretty good. I did enjoy looking at the picture. I think it is not bad of picture quality here. And you don't get a lot of special features, guys. You get a commentary by the producer and the executive producer talking about the making of this movie. You get the making of Superman the movie, the 1978, I believe, 78 or 79 TV special. And this TV special, boy, they do not make them like this anymore. They got in depth with everything. They talked about the making of certain scenes. They talked to Margot Kidder. They talked to Gene Hackman. They go into the casting process for Christopher Reeves. They really delve into everything, and that's a special from 1978 or 79, man. That's a great making of special, dude. I really love that special in a big bad way. They have TV spots, theatrical trailers, and much more. It's a great release, and as a fan of Superman, I'm so happy with this. Finally having it in the collection. Yeah, I don't know why I never owned it before, but I was just waiting for a release that really felt like it was worth my money, and this feels like it, guys. I'm a really big fan of this movie. It's one of my favorite superhero movies of all time, and if you guys haven't checked it out, definitely go ahead and do it, guys. Such a really great movie, guys. Superman, the movie. And the next pickup that I got for the month is a Kino Lorber release, and that is The Ice Harvest right here, guys. Now, I used to own this on DVD back in the day, and I ended up getting rid of it. I really did like the movie a lot, but, I had to downsize my collection a little bit due to some money issues. And when this finally got announced from Kino Lorber, I was like, oh wow, I really do like the movie a lot. I really want to pick this thing back up again. And so I was really happy to get it back in the collection. And this movie is about this lawyer and his friend, played by John Cusack and Billy Bob Thornton, respectively. And they basically steal from this mob boss a lot of money, and now they're just trying to lay low with the money until they can get out of town after Christmas, and just all the complications that go with that. People trying to find the money, people trying to figure out what's going on, who can they trust. It's a dark comedy, so it's a little bit of a thriller, but it's more of a dark comedy type of movie. John Cusack does a great job in here as the lawyer. Billy Bob Thornton is really great as this sort of seedy friend who is kind of a real jerk, but somebody that he can trust. Connie Nielsen is absolutely stunning in this movie. It's such a really, really great movie, directed by the late Harold Ramis. And I think this is one of the last movies he directed. It's such a great, funny, dark movie. And I am a really big fan of dark comedies. I do like them a lot. Not every dark comedy really hits for me, but there's certain ones that I feel like really gravitate to my sensibility. And The Ice Harvest is really, really cool here. It's a little bloody at times, and the comedy sometimes is a little out there, especially with Oliver Platt. Oliver Platt plays this guy who's a friend of John Cusack who ended up sleeping with his ex-wife, and there's a lot of comedy between them. Oliver Platt's like drunk most of the movie, and it's just a thing of just the comedy mixed with a thriller, sort of dark aspects of it, and somehow the movie works. I really do enjoy the movie a lot. It's not for everybody, but for me, it's certainly something that I really do enjoy. And Kino Lorber, there's nothing really new on here as far as special features, guys. A lot of it is stuff from the old disc, but I'm glad it got ported over. You get here audio commentary by Harold Ramis, two alternate endings. You get outtakes with Billy Bob Thornton, two featurettes, Cracking the Story and Beneath the Harvest, an analysis of a scene, theatrical trailer. It's not a bad disc. There's a lot of special features here, and if you really enjoy the movie, it is worth buying. I love John Cusack. He's probably one of my favorite actors of all time, and he really delivers in this movie. I really do like it a lot, guys. The Ice Harvest. Then the next title I picked up, oh, I had to get it. It's a Scorpion releasing title. I picked it up from Ronin Flicks, and a Lucio Fulci title at that, guys. And that is Murder Rock right here, with this really great slipcover right here showing sort of stabbing into the girl and everything like that. And also the art on the other side right here, guys. You can see it right there. Yeah, very cool artwork as well. And oh man, as you guys have seen throughout the year for the Blu-ray Pickles videos, I have been on a Lucio Fulci kick. I can't explain why. I just kept on finding really great titles of his and kept wanting to pick them up. And this is a really weird one by Lucio Fulci. This is basically about this dance school and how these murders going on. People are killing the dancers, and people have to find out who the culprit is, and will they make the show? Will they not? Who can they trust? It's kind of like it's almost kind of like mixing the movie Fame or Saturday Night Fever with a giallo film. It's so weird and bizarre, man. But it somehow works, and in Lucio Fulci's hands, it's really effective, guys. It really, honestly is, and I really enjoyed it, man. I thought it was really. I love the dancing here. The dancing is very period dancing again, like Fame or something like that, with like the leggings and all of the spandex and everything. You get all that, and you get a really great killer that has like almost, I don't want to say an ice pick, but almost like this like really thin sort of like needle that goes into these people's like hearts, and it's really effective. It's really cool here. I love the scenes of the killing. I love the music. I love everything about this. It's kind of a cheesy film. It's more cheesier, I think, than some of Fulci's other films that he did. But for some reason, I think he really makes it work, and he's so good at these giallo films. And this is one of the more weirder ones that he did, but it's not really traditional Fulci, but it's a little more campier. But I think it's really well done, guys. And Scorpion Releasing gave this a lot of really great love. You get here a brand new scan here, and the film does look pretty good. Actually, it's not reference quality or anything, but it actually looks really well done. You also get here an audio commentary by film historian Troy Howarth, and he goes into, Fulci making this movie, Fulci's career, where this movie lands, and sort of the timeline, the reception of the film, everything. Really good commentary here. You also get a brand new interview with star Greta, uh, Greta. I don't think that's her real name, but she actually is very honest in this featurette, guys. She actually talks about how she got along with Fulci really well, how he was open to her suggestions, the making of the movie, how she got along with certain people, how other people not so much. Talks about the rest of her career. Actually, really great. I think that's not really her real name. She talks about how she has other names in the industry as well. But really great one. You also get a brand new interview with makeup artist who worked on this film with excerpts from Lucio Fulci himself. Actually, really great featurette talking about the makeup in the film, talking about how they had to do the little blood with like the needle and everything. Actually, really well done stuff, and I really did like that a lot. Yeah, not bad here. Another sort of Fulci film coming out, getting the love it deserves. We're seeing a lot of Fulci getting a lot of love on Blu-ray here, and I'm glad that this got the love it deserved, guys. Yeah, I did like it. A little bit more cheesier than some of our other Fulci film, but definitely did enjoy it, guys. Murder Rock, very interesting. What can I say? Then the next title I picked up is another Fulci film. Wait a minute, two Fulci films in 1 month? Yes, guys, crazy as it may be. And I picked up Lucio Fulci's 3-disc limited edition from Blue Underground Zombie right here, guys, with the lenticular cover here, if it can kind of like see here, kind of like they're moving a little bit there. Yeah, kind of cool with like the bridge and everything. Yeah, I kind of like that a lot. There was other covers that they had. One with like the chick getting her eye impaled there by the wood, and there was a couple other titles. One with like the zombie coming up with like the worms in his eye. I decided to pick the bridge. I kind of liked the bridge cover a little bit. I kind of liked it. It just kind of, I think it represented the movie a little bit more to me with the zombies going over the bridge. I tended to like it. That was my choice. But yes, this is a new 4K restoration. Blue Underground put this thing out here. Now, it's been on DVD, it's been on Blu-ray, but they ended up doing a new restoration here. And basically, the movie is about these sort of reporters and people who are hearing about sort of this zombie. There's sort of this outbreak happening, and they want to go and check it out and report on it. And they go and basically uh, basically go to this island, and they have to deal with zombies. They have to deal with the undead, and it's probably Fulci's most well-known film. There's a lot of well-known films in Fulci's filmography, but this is probably the one that everybody pretty much knows about here. It's classic. It's a classic zombie film. It definitely played on a lot of the Romero zombie stuff, which he was really good at doing. I think the zombie effects here are really good. I think the zombie makeup is really cool in here as well. I like the acting in here. I like the kills. I like the gore here. I like everything about this film. I own it on Blu-ray, so this is an upgrade in the way of it's a 4K restoration, but I really did enjoy it. And of course, come on, zombie versus shark, right? Come on, that's a no-brainer. Zombie versus shark, easy recommendation. Come on, guys. When you have that, come on, it's a no-brainer. It's really a really fun, really great zombie film, and again, like I said, Lucio Fulci, with most of his films, he always put a lot of effort into it, making it the best he could make it. And this is a really great film, and I really thought he did a great job with this movie, guys. And Blue Underground, man, they gave it the love it deserved. The picture quality here is stunning. The 4K restoration here is absolutely amazing, guys. It looks pristine. They did an amazing job here, guys. I'm so happy with the picture quality here. And you get all of the old featurettes from the Blu-ray and the DVD here, guys. You get, the old audio commentary with one of the stars. You get a new audio commentary with Troy Howarth here, talking about Lucio Fulci, talking about this film, the making of it. Again, talking about his filmography. talking about what this movie meant in terms of like the zombie genre. Very interesting commentary here, guys. You also get a new interview with Stephen Thrower talking about Fulci, talking about the zombie films of the time, why he made this film, his other films in relation to this one. Very interesting featurette here. You also get you get interviews with the stars, the stuntmen. You get interviews with the producers, with the cinematographers, with the costume designers, production designers, makeup people, special effects artists, composers. You even get an interview with Guillermo del Toro talking about how this is one of his favorite films. You get theatrical trailer, TV spots, radio spots, poster and still galleries. You get a Guillermo del Toro intro to this film. My God, man, this thing is packed to the fucking gills, and it definitely deserves it. This is a great release from Blue Underground. They did an amazing job with this release, and I'm so happy that they did it. I'm so happy to pick this up. Yeah, this is a great one for the collection, guys. If you have not checked out this and are a fan of zombie films, go ahead and check it out. You guys will not be disappointed. Lucio Fulci's Zombie, guys. Right here. Then the next title that I picked up is one that I picked up through Ronin Flicks. This is another Scorpion releasing title, but I was interested to pick it up because, quite honestly, guys, I've been interested in this title for a while, but it finally hit that I really wanted it, and I went for it in a big bad way, and that is none other than Don't Go in the House right here, guys. Now, this movie is about the character of Donnie, and he's definitely trying to take care of his mother. He's much more of a shy guy. He's had a lot of abuse in his life from his mother, and when she dies, he ends up going very unhinged. He starts to lose it. He starts to basically go very violent and take out his anger on women. And he goes on this killing spree. And it's just about him. It's about just sort of him attacking these women and eventually him having to be stopped. It's a very dark film. It definitely reminded me in certain aspects of Psycho, which I definitely love that film. This is a really well done movie. It's violent. It's a dirty, violent type of movie, but with great performances, great kills, and it's a really well done dark movie. Sometimes these type of movies don't always hit with me. Sometimes they're a little bit too sleazy. This is sleazy at times, but I think the filmmakers do a really great job with the performances and with the story, and I at times I felt for Donnie. I felt for this guy who, as a kid, he ended up like being abused. He had no choice in the matter. This is what happened to him, and unfortunately, life just took a dark turn, and it just ended up getting to him. It's a really solid movie, guys. It's a really great movie. I really did enjoy it. And what the thing about it is that this is the uncut version. This version is uncut, so there's no like cutting away. You see the violence here. It's so well done, guys. Again, it's a dark film. It's not meant for everybody, but I really did enjoy it, guys. I really, really liked it a lot here. And I thought that the special features here were really good. They gave it the love that it really deserves. There's a new HD scan of the original camera negative, including scenes never before seen. Again, uncut, really, really well done here. You get audio commentary with the star Dan Grimaldi. He really talks about making of this movie, talks about how this was his really first major film role, and talks about the reception of the movie and everything. Really well done commentary here. You get on-camera interviews with the star Dan Grimaldi, brand new interviews with Robert Oath talking about his part in the movie. You get a brand new featurette, Ghost Hunting the Strauss Mansion. This movie, the main house in here is the Strauss Mansion, and I guess it's very haunted. A lot of major ghosts in there. They talk about that, ghost hunting in that mansion. They talk about the featurette of looking into the mansion, touring it, the certain scenes where the movie took place, and the the house the way it was and the way it is now, and the sort of different scenes there. Very cool stuff here. Original trailer, alternate title card. Yes, there's a lot of stuff here. I prefer this art. I really like the art here. Very cool. Don't go in the house. Again, reminded me of Psycho. It's one of those sort of dirty, sleazy horror films, but I think it's very effective, and I really did enjoy it. And again, it's not a movie for everybody, but for me, I definitely enjoyed it, guys, and I think it's well worth your time. Definitely check it out if you're a fan of these type of movies. Yeah, I really did enjoy it, guys. Very good. Don't go in the house. And the next pickup that I got, guys, is an Olive Films release, and that is the Olive Signature Edition of Invasion of the Body Snatchers right here, guys, with a slip cover here covering up the Blu-ray case, and on the inside, guys, the same type of artwork as well, just the Blu-ray case that comes with it. And this actually was supposed to be part of the October pickups. So basically what happened, guys, was that I pre-ordered this through Amazon. In October, when I finally got it, the slipcover here was damaged and dented in and messed up. And so I ended up getting a replacement. The replacement was damaged. That was the second time I got it. Then I sent it back for a third time, and it was messed up again. So it was like I got 3 copies of this title that all were messed up. And so I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna just get my money back, and I ordered it through Diabolic DVD, and it came absolutely pristine. I don't know why Amazon cannot protect their products to save their life. I think the packaging is really messed up that they have for the most part. It's very cheap. For a billion-dollar company, you would think they would actually have better packaging, but that is not the case. A lot of the releases I get are very good from Amazon. This, unfortunately, was not the case, but I got a grade at Diabolic, just so you guys know. And this is a really great film. This is a movie from 1956. Now, I love Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I'm a huge fan of that 70s film. It's probably my favorite out of all the Invasion of the Body Snatchers films, but this is a really great one. Black and white, the original. I really do love this movie. Basically, it's about these group of people that uh, um, are slowly realizing that other versions of people are taking over. Pod people are taking over, replacing the originals with emotionless, almost like alien beings who are going to take over the world. And they are trying to stop them, they are trying to survive. And it's such a really well done film, man. Kevin McCarthy is awesome in this movie, and all the actors are really well done here. And you have to remember when this movie came out, it was basically during sort of the whole communism thing, and how they look like us and they talk like us, but they're not exactly us, and the whole scare about that. And I love the effects in here. I love the whole pod people angle, and I think the effects for the 50s is actually really cool here. It's a well done movie, and I know it's probably one that a lot of the younger generation probably isn't really interested in because it's black and white and it's old school. But I'm one of those people that do really enjoy old school films still. I love a lot of that black and white stuff, and this is so well done and so great. And probably back in the 50s when this came out, it probably scared the living shit out of people, guys. It is so wonderful, man. I really do love this. And I think Olive gave it a great, great addition, man. It really came packed with a lot of stuff. I think the picture quality is pretty good in here as well. And you get a lot to chew on here. You get an audio commentary here. You get actually 2 audio commentaries. You get a bunch of featurettes on the making of the movie, talking to Kevin McCarthy, talking about the old school actors. You get to talk to a lot of historians talking about the film and its place in cinema. You also get to talk to a lot of directors, like Joe Dante and a whole lot of other people talking about the movie and how it influenced them as filmmakers. You get a lot of really great featurettes here, man. This is a really, really well done release. And I really do like Olive when they do these really fantastic ones. The signature editions are always cool. I also have a signature edition of High Noon that is really fantastic as well. When they do these releases, I think they hit it out of the park. They don't always do these kind of signature editions. And I think that they're not really making any more editions of this. I think it's sold to all of the retailers. So right now, I think when they're gone, they're gone. So definitely grab a copy if you're a fan of the film. It is definitely worth it, guys. I love the artwork here. I love the movie. I prefer the 70s version, but I think this is, to me, almost just as good. I love the black and white stuff. I'm a big fan of that from back in the day. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Then the next title that I picked up is a Scream Factory title, guys. Definitely wanted to check it out, and that is none other than the collector's edition of Candyman right here, guys, where you get the great slipcover there of Candyman himself, showing, of course, his flesh and, of course, the hook right there. And then on the inside, the theatrical artwork right there, guys, as well. Very cool. I love that with the eye and the bee there. Very, very cool. And I am a fan of Candyman. I love this movie. I did own the DVD, but when this got announced, I retired the DVD, knew I was getting this. And this is just a great movie about this woman who's this reporter, and she is wanting to find out about this sort of complex in sort of the ghetto area of her town called Cabrini Green. And there's a whole legend of Candyman and who is Candyman and why the legend exists, and she tries to delve into that. And while she does that, she ends up summoning Candyman, and Candyman is drawn to her and goes after her, and and sort of wants her for himself. And this is so well done, guys. The the performances. Tony Todd, Virginia Madsen, great performances here. Tony Todd makes Candyman for what he is, man. He is scary yet sympathetic. Very well done here. I think the directing here by Bernard Rose is amazing here. I just love this movie, man. It's one of those really great 90s movies that, you know, anytime somebody says the 90s sucked for horror movies, these are the kind of titles that I bring up. Like, oh yeah, by the way, Candyman. Candyman was great. And it was really just an awesome movie. So well done. I love the kills here. I love the gore effects. The bee stuff. I'm actually kind of allergic to bees, so the bee stuff kind of really freaks me out. Yes, this stuff is so fantastic here, so well done. Just a great movie, and a great movie that became a really great horror icon. I can't say that I really love the other two films in the Candyman series. I think the second one is not bad. The third one, I didn't really care for it, but the first one will always be classic in my eyes. It will always be amazing, and I think Scream Factory did a really great job with this release, guys. I think the picture quality here is really well done. They did a great job with this, and you get a lot of special features for your money, guys. You get, like I said, a new 2K restoration from a new 4K scan of the original negative. That's the theatrical cut, by the way. So you get disc 1, the theatrical cut, and that comes with a new audio commentary with the director and actor Tony Todd. And that's a great commentary, man, talking about back in the day making of it, you know, the acting, what they had to deal with the special effects, you know, the reception of it over the years. Really great commentary. You also get a new audio commentary with authors Stephen Jones and Kim Newman talking about the film as well. That's a great one. An old school commentary with Bernard Rose, author Clive Barker, and a couple of producers, actors Tony Todd, Virginia Madsen. Very great commentary as well. You get Sweet to the Sweet, the Candyman mythos, talking about the myth of Candyman, the movies, Clive Barker raising hell, Bernardo storyboards, theatrical trailers, TV spots, and still galleries. And that's the first disc, guys. Disc 2 is the unrated cut. Now that comes with a new 2K restoration from an all-new 4K scan of the original negative with unrated HD inserts from a rare print. That doesn't look bad, guys. I actually think it looks pretty good. The inserts do not seem really all that out of place. They seem to fit pretty well. You can kind of tell a little bit that they're inserts, but it's not very jarring. I actually really like it a lot. Which cut do I prefer? I actually, I'm so used to that theatrical cut that I kind of like it, but I liked seeing the inserts too. I don't know. I would probably pick the theatrical cut because I'm more of a fan of that, but I did like seeing the unrated stuff as well. You get a ton of interviews on this disc, guys. You get Be My Victim, an interview with Tony Todd. It Was Always You, Helen, an interview with Virginia Madsen. An interview with the production designer, an interview with the makeup FX of Candyman. You also get an interview with this critic talking about Clive Barker's book, The Forbidden, that this movie was based on. Very interesting stuff there. You also get interviews with a couple of the other smaller actors. The guy who played the little boy in the movie, he's all grown up. He does an interview as well. Virginia Madsen's friend in the movie, you get an interview with her as well. You also get a new urban legend unwrapping Candyman, and that's a really great featurette. It's these two sort of critics and everything talking about Candyman, talking about what it means within the black culture for Candyman, the movie itself, what it was like for the 90s, how it would be if it was made now versus then. Very interesting featurette. I really love that one a lot. There's a lot of really great material in this stuff, guys. Really, really well done here. And I know that they're remaking Candyman. They're going to be doing it, I believe, this upcoming year, and maybe it's going to be released for 2020 or something. I'm a little hesitant on it because I really love this movie so much, guys. I just don't think that this movie needs to be remade, but I could be wrong. I honestly could be wrong, but I know that also Arrow ended up releasing Candyman in the UK as well, and a lot of people picked up Arrow. It doesn't matter whether you go Arrow or Scream Factory, guys. I think both releases are probably really amazing and really awesome. And I just decided to pick the Scream Factory one up, guys. But I am really happy with the release. I'm glad to retire the DVD. Yeah, Candyman, well worth it, whether you get the Arrow version or the Scream Factory version, guys. Right here. Then the next edition that I picked up, guys, is another Scream Factory title, and that is the collector's edition of Urban Legend right here, guys. Oh my god, would love this movie. This is a great edition, as you see the slipcover new art there as well, and on the inside here, the theatrical art, which I really love that art a lot. I always love that. That's a great poster image, guys. And oh, this is about college kids getting bumped off one by one, urban legend style, guys. So good, man. The 90s, again, not as good as the 80s for horror films. And I know there was a lot of minefield as far as like movies were concerned. Some were good, some were bad. But Scream reinvented it. When it came out in 96, it reinvented the game, guys. And I think a lot of people ended up riding the coattails of Scream, whether we're talking about I Know What You Did Last Summer or a lot of other ones that were similar like that. And a lot of people lumped in Urban Legend there, and I can't quite blame them. I mean, it is, in some ways, riding the coattails of Scream. But it is such a well done movie, guys. I really love the acting here by everyone, whether it's from Jared Leto or, other people like Michael Rosenbaum, and, such really great people here. Tara Reid was great in it, Robert Englund. So many wonderful people. And I really like the kills here because the kills are not really gory in your face. They're more of like left to the imagination. You see a little bit of blood, but you don't see the full kill. And sometimes that doesn't work, but there's a lot of times where actually it's really effective, and Urban Legend is one of those. I really liked it. I like the directing here by Jamie Blanks, who I believe this was his first major directorial debut. He did a really great job with this. I th- I think if you guys go back and check out Urban Legend, I think you guys would really enjoy it. It's one of those sort of gems that might be overlooked from the 90s because you look at Scream and that was so effective, and then you look at everything else and you're like, well, they're just copycats. This was one of the better of the copycat ones, and I think it's really, really a great, solid movie, guys. And I think that Scream Factory gave it the love it deserved, guys. I mean, it is really, really well done here. You get a new audio commentary with the director, the producer, and assistant director. They have a great commentary talking about this film. They loved making it. You can easily tell through the audio commentary. And you also get the old school audio commentary as well here with the director, the writer, and one of the actors. You get theatrical trailer, and then on disc 2, guys, you get a new feature-length documentary talking about the making of Urban Legend, and it has interviews with the director, the actors Rebecca Gayheart, Loretta Devine, Tara Reid, Michael Rosenbaum, Robert Englund, Danielle Harris. So much great people here. You get other people talking about executive producers, and just a lot of people involved in here. The director of photography, everybody, they loved making this movie. You could tell, like, it's a long documentary, and you could tell that they had fun making it. They really just loved what they did. They had a great time with the director, and they really wanted to talk about it. A very well done documentary, guys. That was a really amazing. You get never before seen behind the scenes footage, archival making of, featurette, and so much more. Really, really well done stuff here. And if you would have told me like years ago that there was be a collector's edition of Urban Legend, I would have told you you guys were fucking crazy. But I really loved it, and rewatching it again made me really appreciate the movie even more. It is a knockoff from Scream and everything, but I think it's one of the better ones that have come out, and I think you guys would really enjoy it. Uh, Urban Legend, guys, definitely revisit it. I think you guys would really enjoy it. Then the next title that I picked up was the only pickup that I got for Black Friday, guys, and that was Game Night right here. Now, I saw this in the theater and I loved the shit out of Game Night, guys. I thought it was one of the best comedies of the year. I'm a big fan of Jason Bateman. I love him as an actor. So funny. And this is basically about a couple, Rachel McAdams, Jason Bateman, and a bunch of friends who get together, a lot of the weeks playing games. They do, whether it's Monopoly, Chutes and Ladders, all that kind of stuff. And they just have a great time hanging out, and they're very competitive. They love this. And Jason Bateman's brother comes back in town, and he's like, I've got a great plan, a great idea. We are going to do a real life game night where somebody's gonna get kidnapped, and we have to figure out who kidnapped them and find them, and all this jazz. And that all goes crazy because it's not played for fake, it's played for real. Because real people are kidnapping Jason Bateman's brother, and suddenly they think it's still a game, but it's actually real life, and just hilarity and craziness ensue, and it's so well done, guys. I really love this movie. I think the comedy hits really well. I love sort of the accidental comedy of like, oh hey, we're accidentally using a gun, but it's actually real, or oh my god, that seems like fake blood, but oh my god, like it's really well done, guys. I think I don't know, the trailers, it was good. I don't know if it sold the movie as well as it could have, but I think the movie is so well done, guys, and it's funny as hell. And honestly, if you guys have not checked out Game Night, I really honestly think you should. It's so well done, man. Really funny, and I really had a ball watching it. Even watching it again on Blu-ray, man, just watching it, I laughed at so many wonderful things. The performances, yeah, man, definitely high on my list for the year for sure, guys. And there's not much featurettes here, guys. You get an unforgettable evening making game night and gag reel. I wish we would have gotten an audio commentary or something. I would have loved to hear the thoughts of the directors here. But overall, I am happy with the disc though, and I got it for $7.99 at Best Buy on Black Friday. I knew I was gonna buy it on Black Friday because when the movie came out on Blu-ray originally, I I didn't want to pay the high price for the little special features that we got, but I knew I wanted the movie, so I was gonna wait till Black Friday to pick it up. And for $7.99, guys, I really couldn't pass it up. I think it's a phenomenal movie, and it came with the slipcover. The slipcover is in perfect condition for $7.99. Some of those slipcovers for Black Friday are a little rough. You never know if they're gonna be good quality. This came in perfect condition, and again, I'm so happy to have it in the collection. A great comedy, worth your time, guys. Game night, right here. The next title that I picked up, guys, is from the Criterion Collection. I went to Barnes& and Nobles and was looking at the 50% off sale and picked up a couple of cool releases that I like. And the first title that I got from that is none other than The Princess Bride right here, guys. Look at that really cool artwork there. It's a really cool book-like release here, if you can see right here. Very cool book-like release on the back side as well. Very nice here. And on the inside here, you actually get like a booklet inside here talking about the movie and some cool pictures and everything like that. One of my favorites is this one. I really like that one a lot. Actually, very cool release here. Really well done. They went all out for this movie. And I can't blame them, guys, because it's a really great film. It's basically about this kid who is homesick, and his grandfather ends up reading him this story about this great sword swashing and buckling and fantasy and giants and princesses and just a story that was just very wonderful and really opened this kid's imagination, and I think it opened everyone's imagination when they watched this movie, guys. This is so wonderful of a movie, and it's one of the best movies for kids to watch. You know, I I love a lot of kids movies, and there's some of them that I don't really love. And a lot of times when you watch things in your childhood, sometimes sometimes you remember them being better than they actually are, and sometimes you end up feeling like they're not really all that good. But this one is actually still holds up to this day. It's one of the best fantasy films I think that came out at that time period. I believe what year was this? I believe 1987. 87. Wow, man. Yeah. This thing still holds up to this day. Such great performances. Carrie Elways, Robin Wright in here. Small cameos from people like Billy Crystal, who does a great job in here. Andre the Giant, who I was a huge fan of wrestling back in the day. Andre the Giant was like huge, bigger than life. This just mega titan of a wrestler, and he's like a gentle giant in this thing. He does a great job in here as well. It's so well done. Even, you know, people like Fred Savage when he was a kid, of course, in this movie as well, does a really great job here also. It's so imaginative and creative and just really just full of such wonderful imagery and such a great tale to be told. I can't say enough nice things about this movie, guys. It's such a wonderful classic film, and it's something that you guys should definitely get your kids into if they haven't even gotten into it yet. It's so well done, man. And Criterion gave it the love that it deserves, guys, as usual. They did a great job. You get the old school audio commentary from the director Rob Reiner here. You get interviews from a lot of the cast talking about the making of the movie, critics talking about the fantasy aspects of it, and of course, you know, where it goes in the place of 80s films. You get the theatrical trailer, TV spots. You get a lot of really cool stuff here. Very well done release by Criterion, guys. I love this movie. It's timeless and it's classic, and it's one that if you guys have not watched, what are you doing, man? Watch this movie. It's so fantastic. I love this, and I have never owned this movie before. It's kind of weird because you would think I would have owned the movie before, how much I love it, but for some reason, I just never got around to ever owning it. And so when I found it at Barnes and Nobles, I'm like, this is a no-brainer. I'm gonna buy this. So yeah, so well worth it. It's a beautiful release and a fantastic movie worth owning, guys. I'm happy with having it in the collection. The Princess Bride. Then the last title that I picked up, another Criterion release, and it's actually an upgrade from DVD, and that is Some Like It Hot right here, guys. Ooh, do I love this movie. I watched this movie back when I was a kid. Now, you have to remember, again, as I've told you guys in the past, my mother and father had VHS tapes that they would record movies on. And one of them was Some Like It Hot. And, again, I was watching so much things when I was a kid. It didn't matter whether it was action, fantasy, horror, um, thrillers, romantic comedies. It didn't matter. And this was one of them that I watched. And again, that's why I have a love for black and white movies. Because of my mother and father who taped a lot of those black and white stuff that I watched. And I loved that stuff just as much as I loved anything with color. And this is so wonderful. Basically, it's about these two guys, these two musicians who are basically on the run from these people. They owe them money, and they decide, oh, we are going to go on the run. We are going to go on this train, this women's band, and we're going to pose as women. We're going to be in drag and posing as women. And the comedy and the hilarity of that, and the romance aspect with Marilyn Monroe. I love these people. Jack Lemmon kills it. He is hilarious in this movie. Marilyn Monroe is stunning here. She is gorgeous and beautiful. She's not the best actress in the world, guys, but I think she's really effective in this role. She's just you love seeing her on screen. She lights up the screen, and she is so fantastic here. It's a great comedy from 1959, guys. 1959. It is really, really such a well done movie, guys. And again, like, it's such a classic. It's a Billy Wilder film. I think the comedy is still funny to this day. I love the drag stuff. I think the drag stuff was way ahead of its time. By the way, 1959, if you think about it, the drag stuff usually was much later than that. This definitely played on something that would go on later with people, really being part of drag and being part of that culture. I mean, it was ahead of its time in that way. And again, I believe this was one of Marilyn Monroe's last films, if I'm not mistaken either. I could be wrong, but again, she is fantastic in this. Definitely an iconic role for her, one of her most well-known roles, and such a great one. I'm glad that Criterion has given it the love that it deserves. You get here audio commentary from 1989 featuring film scholar Howard Serber. You get a new short program on the costumes for the film featuring the costume designer and historian. You also have 3 behind-the-scenes documentaries, appearances by the director Billy Wilder on The Dick Cavett Show from 1982. You get conversations from 2001 between Tony Curtis and Leonard Maltin. A French television interview from 1988 with Jack Lemmon, radio interview from 1955 with Marilyn Monroe, which is a really great one from her. You get also inside here you get an essay from an author talking about the film as well here. And what a great, beautiful image of Marilyn Monroe here, man. She was absolutely stunning and gorgeous, and one of the best of just a time that she was everything in that time. She was basically a woman that everyone wanted to be and everyone wanted to be with. And it's just an amazing movie, and I loved it when I owned it on DVD, and I love it now even more owning it on Blu-ray. So happy Criterion gave it the love it deserved, guys. And for 50% off, this was a steal, guys. Very well worth it. Some Like It Hot. And oh my god, guys, that will do it for the Blu-ray pickup video, guys. Wow, so much to talk about here. Oh yeah, a lot of releases here, guys. Holy moly. Yeah, definitely got a lot of stuff for the month of November. Very good month indeed, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. And I will say this though, I got a lot of stuff for the month of November, but that wasn't all that I picked up. I also have a package from Scream Factory right here, guys. Um, I showed you it in the Tuesday video, but I did pick up this box set from Scream Factory. It's a 4-film collection. There's a lot of stuff to talk about in that release, and I can't exactly talk about all of it without making this video incredibly long, even longer than it already is. So what I will be doing is I will be doing an official unboxing and review of this collection box set coming soon, so definitely keep an eye out on the channel. It will be a separate video talking about this release, but it will be very well worth it, guys. I cannot wait to delve into this sucker and talk to you guys about it, so definitely stay tuned for that video. But yes, definitely let me know what you guys picked up for the month. There was a lot of really great titles that come out, even more than I picked up, so definitely let me know what you guys got. And definitely, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Check out the other Blu-ray pickup videos. Check out the theatrical movie reviews I do with my friends. Check out the Tuesday Blu-ray DVD out and abouts I do every single week. Plus so much more content that's on the channel. If you're a lover of movies and physical media, hit subscribe and be a part of the Film Fan Nation. I have a passion and a love talking about movies. It's just been in my life for so long, and it's influenced me in so many wonderful ways, and I've made so many great friends, including so many wonderful subscribers that I have that are part of the channel that I love so much. So definitely, if you love what I do and love how I talk about movies, definitely hit subscribe and keep up to date with all that I'm doing through Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, FilmFan108. Keep up to date with everything I'm doing, plus some extra stuff I do from time to time on social media as well. Alright guys, that'll do it for November. There is a hell of a lot of stuff coming out in December, guys. Oh my god, man, so many really wonderful releases. I've already got pre-orders from Scream Factory, from Vinegar Syndrome, from Severin, plus all the new releases that are coming out still that came out in the summertime, finally hitting on Blu-ray and DVD. So much releases coming out in December, guys. It's going to be a good haul for December, so definitely stay tuned to that video as well. Alright guys, I will see you back next time for another Blu-ray pickup video. Take care guys, and happy hunting.